She loves you. At least, she says she does. But something's changed. The warmth is gone. The spark has dimmed. And before you even realize what's happening, she's in someone else's arms. Men are told that women cheat when they're just plain done. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the emotional reasons behind a woman's betrayal run far deeper, and most men never even see them coming? This is not just another video on cheating. This is a wake-up call. Let's dive into the emotional side of female infidelity, the side men rarely hear about but need to understand. The first is, why women cheat. It's not always what you think. Most people assume that when women cheat, it's because they're heartless, reckless, or over the relationship. But more often than not, it's not about the other man. It's about the version of herself she's lost. Here's the truth. Women cheat for emotional connection more than sexual thrill. Cheating is often the end result, not the beginning. It's less about what she's going to, and more about what she's been going without. She may still love her partner. She may not even want the new man, not really. But if she feels emotionally invisible, neglected, or silenced long enough, she might start looking for a mirror that reflects who she used to be, vibrant, seen, alive. The second is the triggers. There are 7 hidden triggers for why women cheat. Behind every woman who cheats is a timeline of emotional turning points. Let's break them down. 1. Emotional neglect. She's physically next to you, but emotionally, she feels like a ghost. You stopped asking questions. You stopped being curious. 2. Feeling unheard or dismissed. When she brings up her feelings, you roll your eyes, minimize, or fix, instead of listen. 3. Repeated rejection. She tried to be close. She tried to be affectionate. But you shut her down. Too busy, too tired, too stressed. 4. Loss of identity in the relationship. She used to be passionate, expressive, playful. Now she's just your girlfriend or your wife. The role swallowed the woman. 5. Emotional attraction to someone else. Someone started seeing her. Really seeing her. That emotional presence made her feel alive, and slowly, that spark grew. 6. Resentment built up over time. Unspoken hurts, unresolved fights, constant compromise with no return, they built a wall. 7. Crisis of self-worth. She no longer feels wanted, valued, or chosen. Not by the man she gave everything to. These don't justify cheating, but they do explain the slow collapse behind it. The third is the difference between how men and women cheat. Men often cheat for novelty. Women often cheat for nourishment. For many men, cheating is physical, a quick fix, a bad decision. But for many women, it's emotional first. It's connection. It's someone making her feel like she matters again. She doesn't start with sex. She starts with a conversation. And then, the attention feels intoxicating. The laughter feels like a high. The emotional safety feels like oxygen. By the time she physically cheats, the emotional affair has already been happening, sometimes for months. This is what most men miss. Because they look for clues in her body, not in her emotions. Number 4. The signs you never saw coming. It didn't happen overnight. You just weren't looking. Here are the signs she was emotionally disconnecting. She stopped confiding in you. Her mood shifted without explanation. She got defensive when you asked simple questions. Sex became robotic, or completely vanished. She seemed irritated by your presence, or numb to it. Most men interpret these as mood swings. But emotionally aware men see them for what they are, distress signals. The problem isn't that women hide their feelings, it's that men don't hear them until they become a goodbye. 5. How you might have contributed, without realizing it. You may not have cheated. You may have paid the bills, stayed loyal, stayed present. But were you emotionally available? Ask yourself. When was the last time you asked her how she felt, and actually listened? When she was hurting, did you dismiss or dive in? Did you assume everything was fine because she wasn't yelling? Most men aren't malicious. They're unaware. But emotional unawareness is the gateway to emotional abandonment. She didn't stop loving you because of another man. She stopped loving who she became with you. And that is something you can change. 6. The silent build-up. How resentment turns to rebellion. Cheating doesn't always start with lust. Often, it starts with loneliness. Not the kind of loneliness where she's physically alone, but the kind where she's next to someone who no longer sees her. This kind of emotional emptiness leads to resentment, and resentment, when left unchecked, almost always turns to rebellion. She doesn't want revenge. She just wants to feel like she matters again. And if that need gets ignored long enough, the idea of emotional escape becomes seductive. No woman wakes up and says, "Today, I'm going to cheat." But she might wake up one day and whisper, "I can't do this anymore." 7. When she still loves you, and cheats anyway. Here's one of the hardest truths for men to hear. Sometimes, she cheats and still loves you. It's confusing. It's maddening. But it happens more than you realize. You assume cheating means she's fallen out of love. But for some women, the betrayal isn't about replacing you. It's about replacing a feeling she's lost within herself. She doesn't want to leave you. She doesn't even want the other guy long-term. She wants to feel wanted, seen, important, chosen again. That's not love lost. That's love buried under neglect, silence, and emotional fatigue. And in her mind, cheating isn't about ending the relationship. It's about surviving what it's become. Is it right? No. But it's real. And the worst part? She may still come home and cook your dinner, kiss your cheek, say, "I love you." But a part of her has already started living somewhere else. 8. The danger of emotional affairs. Emotional affairs are the most overlooked threat in modern relationships, and they're everywhere. They don't start in hotel rooms. They start in inboxes. A casual DM. A late-night venting session. A coworker who just understands her. And slowly, he becomes her emotional go-to. She starts telling him what she used to tell you. You notice she's on her phone more. She hides her screen. She's colder, or distant, or smiling at something you didn't say. That's the emotional cheat code, the one that doesn't look like cheating, but feels like it. And by the time you find out, it's no longer innocent. Because she's bonded. And now, she's emotionally loyal to someone else. 9. What the other man represents. It's not always about him. It's about what he represents. He might be less attractive, less successful, less masculine, but he sees her. He listens. He pays attention to details her partner forgot. To her, he represents a second chance at being wanted, emotional curiosity, playfulness, freedom, possibility. It's not about who he is, it's about how he makes her feel. And if he gives her what you've stopped giving, she may start to believe he's the better option. Even if he's not. The other man is rarely better. He's just emotionally available when you're emotionally asleep. 10. Her shame, her struggle, and why she hides it. Not every woman cheats shamelessly. Many battle deep shame, but don't know how to stop. She tells herself, "It's just talking. I deserve this after everything I've done for him. I can handle both." But behind the rationalizations is a woman emotionally unraveling. She's split between guilt and hunger. She hates herself, but keeps doing it. Why? Because pain that goes unheard becomes destructive. And if she doesn't feel safe enough to talk to you, she'll talk to someone else. Her silence isn't strength. It's emotional chaos with a pretty face. And one day, it explodes. In your inbox, your bedroom, or your heart. 11. Can the relationship survive after she cheats? So she cheated. Now what? Can you come back from this? Maybe. But only if both of you are willing to do the emotional excavation. Here's what rebuilding requires. Brutal honesty. No sugarcoating. The truth has to come out. Fully. Ownership. She must take full responsibility. No deflection. No, it's because of you. Emotional transparency. New rules. New conversations. New access to what's really happening inside. Time and therapy. This won't heal in days. Or weeks. Maybe not even months. Cheating broke trust. Only radical emotional safety can rebuild it. But if she blames you, dismisses your pain, or keeps contact with the other man, what? You're not healing, you're hurting slower. 12. How to heal, and never be blindsided again. You've been betrayed. But this isn't the end. It's the beginning of your emotional rebirth. Here's how you rise from this. Feel it fully, don't numb it. Don't date it away. Let yourself grieve. Reclaim your identity. You're not just the guy who got cheated on. You're a man learning what emotional presence really means. Upgrade your awareness. Study women. Study connection. Become the man who sees emotional red flags before they burn the house down. Set new standards. Never again tolerate emotional silence. If she can't communicate, she can't stay. Your power isn't in your revenge. It's in your rebirth. You now know what most men never do. Why women cheat. What betrayal feels like. And how to transform pain into wisdom. You are not broken. You are becoming. And the next woman in your life? She won't just love your body. She'll love your clarity. Because now, you finally understand the emotional side of everything. If this spoke to something real in you, subscribe. Because this channel isn't about drama, it's about truth. We talk about emotions, relationships, masculinity, power, and how to become the man she never wants to lose.